Hey everyone, welcome back to the RDX Motors channel. Today, we're taking an up-close look at the brand new 2026 Mazda CX-5, and let me tell you, Mazda is not playing around this year. They've given one of their best sellers a serious refresh that elevates it in ways both subtle and striking. So whether you're already a fan of the CX-5 or you're just browsing for your next compact SUV, you'll want to stick around for this one. Let's start by talking about what you first notice when this thing pulls up. The front end. Mazda's always had a knack for elegance, but the 2026 model dials it up with a redesigned grille that's a bit more upright and bold. It's still got that signature Mazda Kodo design language, a clean, flowing line as above now with a sharper edge. The new LED headlamps are slimmer and sweep back more aggressively, giving the CX-5 a more assertive face without going over the top. The front bumper has also been reworked with a more athletic vibe, and if you're going for the top trims, you'll notice premium details like a blacked-out grille with metallic accents that really pop. Exterior. Moving to the side, the first thing you'll probably notice is how balanced the profile is. Mazda has resisted the urge to overstyle the CX-5, and that's part of what makes it look so refined. The side panels have subtle sculpting that catches the light in just the right way. Depending on the trim, you can get up to 20-inch wheels, which fill out the arches nicely and give it that grounded, confident stance. Chrome window trim or blacked-out details, depending on the package, let you go either sporty or elegant. And for 2026, there's a new exterior color or Tucson Metallica that's going to be a fan favorite, mark my words. Around the back, the changes are a little more understated but still noticeable. The taillights are more streamlined now, mirroring the design of the front headlights with a slimmer LED signature. The tailgate itself has been cleaned up visually, with a more subtle rear spoiler and a revised bumper. Twin exhaust tips still peek out on the turbo models, giving just enough of that performance edge without looking like it's trying too hard. Interior. Because this is where Mazda has really stepped up. Slide inside the 2026 CX-5 and you're met with a cabin that genuinely feels more premium than you'd expect in this class. Mazda continues to blur the lines between mainstream and luxury. The materials are top-notch across the board: soft touch surfaces, stitched leather where it counts, and real metal or wood trim depending on the trim level. The dashboard layout is clean and minimalist, with a new 12.3-inch infotainment screen that sits proudly at the top. Finally, Mazda has improved its infotainment system. It's more responsive, the graphics are sharper, and yes, it now supports full touchscreen functionality when parked or at low speeds. Wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto come standard across all trims, and higher trims get a full 360-degree camera system and an upgraded Bose sound system that sounds fantastic. Comfort-wise, the front seats are excellent and supportive for long drives, with available ventilation and heating. The rear seats offer a surprising amount of legroom for a compact SUV, and the seatbacks now recline slightly, which your passengers will definitely appreciate. Cargo space remains about the same as last year, with just over 30 cubic feet behind the second row and over 60 when you fold the seats flat. And not class-leading, but certainly practical for most families or road trip warriors. Performance under the hood. The 2026 CX-5 carries forward its proven engine lineup, but there are some refinements. The standard 2.5-liter naturally aspirated four-cylinder now puts out a slightly improved 193 horsepower and 188 pounds-feet of torque, thanks to tweaks in fuel delivery and engine mapping. It's not a rocket ship, but it's smooth, responsive, and efficient. If you want more punch, go for the turbocharged 2.5-liter engine, which now pushes up to 256 horsepower on premium fuel and a healthy 320 pounds-feet of torque. That version transforms the CX-5 into something genuinely fun to drive via passing power is effortless, and it holds the road with real confidence. Mazda's continued commitment to driving dynamics shows here. Even though this is a compact SUV, it corners with more precision than most of its rivals, thanks to G-Vectoring Control Plus and subtle chassis tweaks. The suspension does a good job soaking up bumps while still giving you feedback through the wheel. All-wheel drive is now standard across the board, which is a smart move. and fuel economy stays competitive. Expect around 25 miles per gallon city and 31 highway on the base engine, and slightly less with the turbo. As for pricing, the 2026 CX-5 still offers solid value. The base 2.5S trim starts around $29,000, which is a small bump over last year, but with more standard features like AWD, adaptive cruise, lane keeping assist, and that new infotainment system, it's justifiable. Mid-level trims like the Preferred or Carbon Edition offer a sweet spot with upgraded interior finishes and tech for around $33,000 to $35,000. If you want the turbocharged engine, you'll be looking at trims like the Premium Plus or the new Signature Reserve, which tops out around $40,000 fully loaded. Still, when you compare the build quality and driving experience to others in the segment, it's hard not to see the value here. So what's the verdict on the 2026 Mazda CX-5? Honestly, it's still one of the most well-rounded compact SUVs you can buy. It's not trying to be flashy or over the top, it's just incredibly well executed, inside and out, with tasteful design, a much improved tech experience, a high-quality interior, and solid performance. It remains one of the top choices for people who want a little more driving joy without sacrificing practicality. If you're cross-shopping it with something like the Toyota RAV4, Honda CR-V, or Hyundai Tucson, you'll notice the CX-5 feels a bit more refined and certainly more driver-focused. It might not have the absolute biggest cargo hold or the flashiest infotainment screen in the game, but what it does really well. That's it for this review. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, drop a like, maybe subscribe if you haven't already, and let me know in the comments what you think of the 2026 CX-5. Would you take it over its competitors, or are you waiting to see what Mazda does next? Either way, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.